One of my best stories ever. Les Miles told me I couldn't play receiver when I was coming out of high school. So that was something I had on my shoulders growing up. Les Miles told me he thought I could play cornerback. I wasn't really in full position at receiver yet. So, I just kept working in my craft off season, waking up early in the mornings to work out. I just kept focused.
Turns out Les Miles was dead wrong, and Les Miles was fired before Ja'Marr Chase got to LSU. And because of those comments, Chase even committed to play at Kansas before changing his mind when Ed Orgeron took over. Speaking of taking over, that's what the rookie receiver did in Week 17 against the Chiefs, set a rookie record with an eye-popping 266 yards receiving. Have a day, kid. Championship Sunday selections are presented by H&R Block. Help is here. Speaking of help, two-time Super Bowl champ Bryant McFadden is here to help you by putting knowledge in your mind and money in your pocket. The AFC title game runs through Kansas City for a fourth straight season. Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs, 7-point favorites against Joe Burrow and the Bengals, a total 54.5, B-Mac. Will the Grim Reaper collect the souls of Cincinnati and cover the spread?
No question. No question. I'm so fired up. I feel like today is game day. Still got to wait. But I'm taking Kansas City Chiefs covering the spread, and here's why. Pat Mahomes, just as an individual, he's been unbelievable at home. Hakeem, his last 8 home games, he is 7-1. The one lonely loss came from the hands of Tom Brady in overtime. But in those said ball games, listen to these numbers. His offense, they're averaging 36 points per ball game in those 8 home playoff games for Pat Mahomes. He has a total of 27 touchdowns, 23 through the air, 4 on the ground, 1 interception. He has been phenomenal just as a quarterback at home in the playoffs. And then when you look at the Chiefs in totality as a team, Kansas City, the last 6 home games, including the home game last week against the Buffalo Bills, they are 6-0 ATS. They've covered the last 6 home games, and yes, they covered last week against the Bills, even though that game went into overtime. Remember that Travis Kelce game-winning touchdown led to them covering the spread. They have been phenomenal at home in covering their spread. Pat Mahomes has been outstanding at home as a passer, and his offense, they have just followed his footsteps and his arm in delivering big-time throws and scoring a lot of points. And when you look at this line, I know everyone is going to jump on Cincinnati getting 7 points, Cincinnati getting 7.5, depending on where you're shopping. But the thing about Cincinnati, this game is on the road. We saw road struggles from Joe Burrow last week. Fortunate for them, Ryan Tannehill delivered a win in all the turnovers, the interceptions. But they're playing against a better quarterback, they're playing against a better offense, and they're playing in an atmosphere that will be more intense than what they saw in Tennessee. So when you factor all of that into the equation, I like Kansas City to cover. And oh, by the way, Hakeem, the last time I checked, I see the public, I think it's like 73 to 76%. All the public, they're putting their money on the Cincinnati Bengals. Me and you, we work all the time together and we have these conversations. Anytime the majority is going one direction when it comes to the public, what do? We got to run the opposite direction, because one thing about Las Vegas, they always win. So when you look at the public putting all their money on Cincinnati, when you look at the numbers I just read up to you guys regarding Pat Mahomes and how prolific they have been in covering the spread at home in the last 6 ball games, give me the Chiefs.
I got the Bengals to win the Super Bowl. I have a 20-1 ticket.
Wait a minute.
So I'm rooting for the Bengals here.
I mean, but after everything I just told you, do you not want to?
I was a month ago. It was. I mean, what do you want to do? It's NFL future.
Fair.
I mean, I put it in a month ago.
That's fair.
So I got 20-1 odds. I mean, I'm going to take that. All right, let's get your favorite correlated parlay for the AFC title game. A same-game parlay could go the traditional route of a side. You like the Chiefs. Maybe you play with the total here as well, or you get a little more crafty. What do you have for us?
Look at this magnificent parlay I have. The Chiefs, lane 7. Travis Kelce, over 6.5 receptions, plus 105. Ja'Marr Chase, over 85.5 receiving yards, plus 100. The odds to hit, plus 800. You can go to bare minimum, $25. That brings you $200. If you want to up your bet, extra $50, that brings you $400. I love this parlay because Travis Kelce is going to get opportunities. I talked about Pat Mahomes. He's going to throw the football. Travis Kelce is a guy that will get those receptions. And the thing about Ja'Marr Chase, it's about Jamar Chase just getting the football in his hands. He's a big-time threat. He's a big-time threat. So he doesn't need to get a lot of receptions to be able to surpass that yard total. He's a guy that can turn a 5-yard play into a 40 or 50-yard play. So I love that parlay setup for the for that matchup between Kansas City and the Cincinnati Bengals. Kansas City lane 7, Travis Kelce over 6.5 receptions, Jamar Chase over 85.5 receiving yards. Book it.
Yeah, he had 266, rookie record in the Week 17 matchup. You can watch the AFC Championship at 3 Eastern on CBS. Bengals looking to beat the Chiefs for a second time this season.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.